Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Ruler Waves 3. So, we are in part 3, basically. Well, I mean, technically it's more like 2.5. What? No. 1.5. No, well, by the end of this part, depending upon how it goes, we'll say it's 2.5 parts of a war with Russia. Last part we managed to, that might have been a little loud, sorry about that. Last part we managed to successfully invade Sakhalin, so we don't really have a reason to continue this war outside of maybe getting slightly better war reps. So frankly, if I get a good opportunity to just kind of peace out, I'll take it. Like I mentioned at the end of the last part, because I just don't really have a reason to continue the war. Nothing that Russia has interests me. I do not care to take Kamchatka. I cannot take the Russian Far East because that is a home area. So what do I care? And we are deciding to... Oh, what'd you send me? You sent me the Huntington, which has 6 8-inch guns. God, I hate this design. I mean, it's probably an okay design. I still hate it. I'm also... Don't know why you gave me my cruisers. Or, excuse me, not my cruisers, my Corvettes. Could you just not give me my Corvettes game? I really don't like them. They're not intended for fighting. It's not that difficult of a concept. That is not their job. Is that really a battleship? Because that don't sound right. Yeah, I was gonna say. That doesn't sound right. I know they have battleships here, but you said this was a cruiser action. There, in theory, should not be battleships, generally speaking, during cruiser actions. The Yakumo broke its frickin'... Also, what is this? This is a -2 8-inch gun. Okay. And local only fire control. I would love it if you would land at least a few decent hits. Just sandwich them. Huntington, I would love for you to turn north and go for the light cruiser. Thank you very much. Zuma, what happened to your engine? Oh, splinters perforated the uptake. Okay. Where were you hit? Superstructure. Okay. Nothing I can do about that then. Not able to increase the armor of the superstructure. Despite my wishes. Okay, that battleship is dealt with. Or not battleship, that destroyer rather is dealt with. So now just deal with the cruisers. Also, the US did not give the Huntington a, well, this was a GameStar one, so maybe that's why. But nonetheless, you didn't give it a, torpedo at all. And one second. Okay. So now we just got to deal with, this light cruiser and the armored cruiser, and the armored cruiser's getting away. We're going to let our light cruisers go for their light cruiser. and the Huntington is gonna join up trying to get for the Alexander Nevsky. I know you guys can do this. I mean, I know our aim is atrocious because we just have local fire control, and that's not that great. It really isn't. I want you to break off whichever one is slowing you down, which looks like it's the Azuma. Of course, I can't break it off because it's not damaged enough, so I just need you to speed up enough that the game says, oh, it's not able to keep up. Okay, there we go. We're destroying the Palada. Not close enough to... Not enough to get like a torpedo run off on it, but it's not having a fun time. You're not going the right way. I needed to just like maintain a straight course instead of constantly turning to make sure that I can't get a torpedo run on it. That could have hit. It didn't, but it could have. That one also could have hit, but it didn't. Okay, the armored cruiser looks to have made it into port. Can we maybe, you know, deal with the... Whoops, didn't mean to expand that much. I just need you guys to, like, hit the engine or perforate the uptakes or something. Or, you know, that works too. Yeah, Chiyoda, you can break off. And just head to port. You're fine, I don't need you anymore. Go ahead and destroy that Corvette. It's not a Corvette that matters, because it's just a little dinky patrol boat class, which is, yeah, 200 tons. But nonetheless, let's just sink it, because it's points, basically. And, you know, I think we're just gonna tell everybody to head home at this point. You guys actually should probably sail a little bit further out to sea before attempting to turn. I need budget because I need to build some new armored cruisers, thank you. Oh, we claim we're close to mast. Oh my god, Italy. Come on, game. Let me, let's piece this war out, because I don't want to continue it. There's literally no reason for me to continue this war. Okay, we're claiming that this is a battleship engagement, but this sure as hell don't look like a battleship engagement to me. Because I don't have any battleships. Last time I checked, battleships are kind of important for a battleship engagement. Oh hey, looky there. Yeah, it's not even a frickin' battleship engagement. This is literally just a frickin' cruiser engagement that is masquerading as a battleship engagement. And it's not like I don't have a battleship that's available. And I'm sure they do too. But just for some reason, it's literally just a cruiser engagement. Both of our turrets are jammed right now, so that doesn't help us. Oh, and this is a game start armored cruiser. Against one of our designs. So theoretically ours is much better than it. Okay, on fire, that helps a lot. And done. Damn, Italy joined. Really hoping to avoid Italy joining, honestly. Oh well. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a 400-ton destroyer design. No cramped accommodations. I will take the penalty to avoid those. Thank you very much. I'll take just the center lines, thank you. And then we'll do 26 knots speed. I don't care, because the guns are not the most important part of you. It's the torpedoes. The torpedoes are what matter. It's like a month to get out. Don't let them off cheaply. Well, you know what? The enemy has sounded us about a negotiated peace with us, gaining disputed border areas in some of their really? I suppose this is a question of how are you phrasing this, because that can be interpreted one of two ways, and I think the phrasing is just a little off. Is it their colonies we're gaining? Well, okay, yeah. So I think this is a case of a well-placed comma would help with context. The enemy has sounded us out about a negotiated peace with us gaining disputed border areas in some of their colonies. I feel like a well-placed comma is maybe necessary to help with context, but okay, no. Us gaining the disputed border areas in some of their colonies, which I don't care about their colonies. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, these terms sound like a good basis for peace negotiations. Woot! Better 12-inch guns. Not that it matters, because we can't upgrade our stuff. Now, we could have technically, probably kept that going for a bit longer if we wanted to, and I might have even been able to go with the middle option, but I just wanted to get that over with, honestly. I had zero interest in continuing it. We got what we wanted out of the war, which was Sakhalin. Anything else is completely irrelevant as far as I'm concerned there. All right. Yep. Still need to wait on the scrapping of battleships. Look at us. We're losing money. I need you to give me money. Somebody tell the diet or whatever that we need money. Protest that. Wonderful. You know what? Maybe do a quick war with China. Better 10-inch guns. And now that they're -1 quality, we can actually do upgrades. Oh, spy from France. France, why are you spying on me? Give it maximum publicity. Also, speaking of, Shikishimas. Oh shit, the Shikishima's the one that sunk. Way back when. That sucks. Yeah, the Shikishima's the one that sunk. That's Sakhalin. Damn. That's a real shame. Oh well. Central fire control, yes please. Now again, we can't upgrade these guns. Annoyingly. Really wish we could, but we can't. We're just kind of stuck with them. But at least we can make them a bit better. Because we can actually hit shit now, hopefully. Also, we're going to do these in a local yard, thank you very much, because we don't need to do them in a foreign yard. There's not much of an advantage to that. So we'll switch to, actual tourists instead of, casemates. Should only take 3 months. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and send all of these in for rebuilds. Send it for a rebuild later. Besides, the design is more than just upgrading the fire controls. Woot, 500-ton destroyers already. Damn, that was good. We're gonna drop that down just to save us a little bit of money. Okay, let's try again for South Korea. There we go, we got that. And, send a battleship. Yeah, there was an uprising in a Chinese province and the focus of great power colonial ambitions. We need to send a force to evacuate our nationals and protect our interests. Well, clearly a battleship is the only thing that's worth sending. Okay, Zumos. Central fire control for you guys. Again, can't upgrade your guns because they're -2 quality and you can't upgrade -2 quality guns. So I'll get those done. I'm not even going to bother letting you finish your workup. Go ahead and send you off. Scrap one of those. I don't think I can scrap the other one yet because we need 1 more month. Oops. Damn you, Italy. What are you doing spying on me? Go, got rid of all those crappy Fusos, right? Yeah, Fusos. Shit. I'm not going to blame any of those guys in particular. We're going to say we are prepared to safeguard our interests against any threat that may arise. Wonderful. Chiodas. Central fire control for you guys. Oh, but you guys technically don't have fire control positions right now. Let's get that corrected. Speaking of, now that we have -1 quality 12-inch guns, let's build our own battleship, I think. 12 inches of belt armor, 12 inches of turret armor, 2 inches of secondary armor with 5-inch secondaries. Thank you, game. I don't need 8-inch secondaries. I'm perfectly fine with 5-inch guns. Sorry, what is that? Well, I'm pretty sure we haven't developed Really, I can do dual gun turrets on the tertiaries. Okay, sure, whatever you say, game. I think you're crazy, but I'll take your word for it. And, oh yeah, we can do pre-dreadnought turrets. Do 2 inches on all those. There we go. Can we do 100 rounds? Thank you. Now, I kind of want to try to do a 20 knot, if we can make that work size-wise. Yes, we can. Kick those up to the max. We'll lower that down just a little bit. Slap more rounds on the secondaries and tertiaries. There we go. I like this design. It's going to be expensive, you know. It's going to take, what's that, close to 3 years to build. But I still like it. Oh, hey, it's the Fuji. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that ready to go. Also, I know we just designed some armored cruisers, but, you know, now that I have -1 quality 10-inch guns, I think we need to design some new ones to replace the ones that I just designed. Skip the tertiaries on these. Two inches there, 2 inches there, 2 inches there. 6-inch. 6-inch belts and turrets I'm fine with, but this needs to be a bit bigger to make the speed. Get that up to max. Still leaves us with a little bit extra. Let's do 150 rounds. We're still underweight. Do we do 7-inch? What's our gun data look like? Our gun data says 5 inches of belt armor is perfectly fine at 1,000 yards. Well, 4.5, technically, because that's technically more than 4, so 4.5 actually. So, you know what, I'm fine with 6 inches. Well, you know what, actually, let's see. 12-inch guns have 6 inches. Okay. A lot of people are running around 12-inch guns, so let's go and round up to a 6.5. That should be fine. And that still leaves us with a bit of wiggle room. So let's get the Awates out. With 10-inch guns compared to the 9-inch guns that the Kasugas had. Also, we can slap some more secondaries on there, because why not? That still leaves us with a little bit, and these guys probably aren't going to be touched until we get Steam anyway. steam turbines. So I think that's fine. This works. Get those ready to go. We have 500-ton destroyers now, and we haven't even built any of our 400s, so let's go ahead and look into these. Skip the secondaries, those aren't very useful. Still stuck with local fire control. What do we do? Speed 27, can't quite eke out 28. Can't do that without removing a centerline mount of a torpedo or a gun, which I don't really want to do. Although 3-inch guns are not very good. Much rather use 4-inch guns because those at least actually have, armor penetration capabilities, while 3-inch guns don't. So 3-inch guns are only useful against other destroyers. And not even corvettes, because corvettes can't have armor, unlike destroyers. But this does give us a little bit more weight to work with, so yeah, it's fine. We got a lot of stuff we're going to be building, basically. And the government is concerned about tensions leading to war. You've been called to give advice. We should safeguard our interests by negotiating an agreement with, well, who's somebody that we are on good enough terms with that is actually powerful. So let's see. I know we just fought a war, Russia, but we could be friends now. Right? Maybe? Are you still friends with Italy? You are still friends with Italy. Although me and Italy don't get along very well, so there's no reason for me to negotiate something with the Germans, the British, or the French. Our relations are sour enough that they will not agree. I have zero reasons to do with China because China is not going to be somebody I want to have an alliance with. I'd rather fight them, farm war reps off of them. Spain, they lost the Philippines, so they're not really a good target either. But they're not very powerful either. They're basically at the same level as us. In fact, they actually have more fleet tonnage than us with a significantly smaller naval budget. But they probably don't really have tech, is their trade-off. They probably have very little investment in their research. So that allows them to have this larger fleet tonnage, and it's not even by much. So we have an alliance with the US right now, and the only person who would be potentially amicable to an alliance would be Russia. Now, of course, we could just say, call for an international disarmament conference. If you want peace, arm for war, give me more monies. But I'd rather have somebody that I can call on in a war, honestly, because France is getting up there. And I'd like to have a European power as an ally. They might keep France a little bit preoccupied in Europe, which would potentially free up the ability to actually launch invasions and fight a war against France. So we're going to see if Russia is willing to sign a treaty with us, despite the fact that we literally just ended a war like 2 years ago. And they said yes. Wonderful. I knew me and Russia could, find a way to get along. Active mine warfare. Technology sharing with the US expired. That sucks. The Iwate's done. Let's get 2 of those queued up, and let's get 2 Fujis queued up, even though we don't really have the budget for all of those right now. What's this? Great Britain appears to be considering a naval rearmament program. The government asks for your advice on how to react. We're not going to go full bore on British, because that's a terrible idea. But their ships are no threat to our better equipped and trained navy, definitely. Britain would not kick our ass if we went to war. Many officers seem to have the impression that Kaigen Daisa Akizawa of the armored cruiser Tokiwa, who's average and timid, is rather too cautious and weak-willed. Having him dismissed from the service would encourage the proper offensive spirit. What do you do? Well, he's only average, and he is timid, which, okay, that explains the cautious and weak-willed. I don't really need the prestige, but he's also, he's average. If he was below average, I'd probably get rid of him, but he's average, so I'm willing to just say, no, he's fine. Leave him be. Oh, weight savings. Wonderful. Get those now. They would have been useful a few turns back. Yes, the US wants to extend it. We will gladly do so. Prime Minister has returned from a state visit to France, bringing home a proposal to solve outstanding sources of tension between our nations. You can't trust the French. I need you guys to give me a ton more money. No. I will do any redesigns as needed. Okay, I have just the man for a post to Peru. By that I mean I want somebody I'm willing to get rid of. Particularly somebody who's not very good. I don't know if there's actually any advantages to sending somebody who's actually good. So here's somebody who's unassigned and is below average. Ship them off. It seems that Kaigan Chusa Iwasa, who is currently unassigned, below average and loose cannon, and Kaigan Chusa Tajiri, who's also unassigned and is below average but a gunnery expert, have fought a duel. Really? Have them both court-martialed. Besides, they're not very good. Thanks for the free, dock size, guys. I'd love it. Oh, god damn it. I don't want to fight Russia, or excuse me, Britain. I'll take the prestige hit for a little bit extra budget and a slight decrease to tensions. We're literally not in a position to be able to fight them. We just can't. It's suicide to try to fight Russia, or excuse me, Britain, especially in the position we're in. Russia's not a good enough ally to be able to threaten them. Okay, Britain and France signed an alliance, so we can't fight France now. Because then we have to fight Britain. I don't want to fight Britain. Upgrade your fire control. Actually give you some fire control positions, because apparently you have none. Upgrade your secondaries to, well, it's not really an upgrade, but switch them to turrets and go to 5-inch guns, because I prefer 5-inch guns. Upgrade the tertiaries to 4-inch guns. And you know what, let's increase the turret top armor just a little bit. And we're going to build this in a local yard, because relations are sour enough with the British. I don't think it's a good idea to go there. The Tokiwa. 5-inch. Go to 4. 2 inches there. Yep, that's all fine. Oh, god damn it, this is the worst time to be doing that. And you say low tensions. Our tensions are about average. Well, I say average. They're, middle of the road with France and Russia, or China. I always want to say Russia because, I don't know. They're, one of our main adversaries, generally speaking. But, yeah, no, they're not a threat to us right now. Well, game, if protected cruisers can't have a narrow belt, why would you allow this to have had a narrow belt when you would have had to have designed this? Damn it. Open for rebuild. If I want to rebuild these, 5-inch or smaller 2-inch guns, okay. So yes, that should be doable. I don't think the game will actually let me build this design because of the whole protected cruisers can't have a narrow belt thing. Which, again, game, you designed it this way, you can't blame it on me. But I'm going to have to scrap the Azumis, I think, because I literally can't upgrade them. So that's annoying. Yeah. Put a bit of armor on those, thank you. Well, at least now you guys won't suffer the penalty for small salvo size when you're not able to broadside the enemy. So that is an improvement of sorts. Not by much, though, honestly, but it's an improvement. Never said it was a major one. That'll take 4 turns. I need to design myself a brand new light cruiser as well now because we can't use the Azumis. Nope, 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 nope. 5-inch guns. Thank you very much. Okay. If I do this as singles, then it's fine. And I'm fine with those being singles, honestly. 3-inch belts are generally fine for light cruisers. Generally speaking. Too many secondaries for their displacement. Can I do 22? No. After 20 is the most I can do. Okay. But I mean, that's fine. That's literally 24-inch guns being fired at you. You're not going to have a fun time with those. 2 inches of deck armor. I want 2 fire control positions for redundancy. Thank you. Still a protected cruiser. That's fine, I guess. Let's just take this up to 7,000. You know what? Screw it. I'll take the rate of fire penalty on those turrets. I'll survive. Those are some weird looking turrets. They really are. Those are some weird looking turrets. I could do dual turret secondaries, but it's 40% penalty to rate of fire. Let's not do that. 2 months for that. We're gonna need to, kind of pause some of our stuff because we don't have the money. God damn it, stop decreasing my budget. Not right now, because I can't actually afford to build them. Okay, medium wing turrets enables secondary uh, wing double turrets up to 10 inches. Cross deck fire time, if you know that's something you have an interest in. I don't. Um, I don't care too much about submarines, honestly. Let's go ahead and scrap the Azumis. Yes. If you're going to offer me tech, I'm going to buy it. I will literally never say no. Unless I just don't have the money. Oh, blame Spain. Whatever. Doesn't matter to me. The Matsushimas. Protected cruisers with narrow belts, so I can't upgrade those. Let's get the Hashidas upgraded with the better fire control and swap out their turret design as well. Tsushima is also going to go ahead and just be scrapped. Since we can't do anything with it, the Kasugas need to get their central fire control as well. Okay, still 9-inch guns. Excuse me, -1. That's fine. Go ahead and get those done now. Not losing any money doing those, which is always great. Okay. We still have a year, basically, until we get the Fujis out. Better torpedoes. I'll take those. Thank you very much. Still struggling with the whole active mine warfare thing. Uprising in China. Send a strong force to safeguard our interests. That upset the Germans for some reason. I don't know why Germany got upset about me sending forces to China to safeguard our interests. Unless we killed a couple German soldiers that were sent to do the same thing. Anti-British rebellion in Bermuda. Oh, hey, I know I was literally just looking at that before for the Kasugas, but we just got zero quality 10-inch guns. So let's do a comparison for the improvement there. So max range for -1 9-inch guns is 9,206 yards, and they have a 4.9 penetration at 1,000 yards on the belt. They now have a 5.39 at 1,000 yards on the belt and a max range of 9,747. So, fairly decent improvement. So, even though they literally just got their upgrade, they're getting upgraded again. Oh, something in the Balkans. Demand that the guilty are brought to justice, even at the risk of war. I don't know why we're getting involved in the Balkans, but we are. Okay, I should also probably go ahead and queue up our light cruisers that we just designed previously. Now that I have some budget, I'm going to go ahead and just say, give me 4. And the Fuji has been brought in. Ooh, it's been a while since we've had a spy give us intel on what the Chinese have. 4 6-inch guns on an armored cruiser. That's not great, guys. That's not a great design. That's a light cruiser with some extra armor. And we got early coastal subs. Let's go ahead and tell the game to build one of those a month. Just one. They're not very good. So I don't want to be, blowing all our money on it. Germany wants a 5-year security agreement. Probably because they don't want they want to go to war with France or Britain, and they want a friend. Our tensions are literally at 5, and they're coming to me. Can't say I fault them for that, though. But the question is, do we want to be friends with Germany? Germany's not a bad ally, should be noted. They are behind technologically for some reason. But they rival France in terms of size of their fleet. They have 35 battleships to 36, 27 armored cruisers to 23, 23 light cruisers to 26, 92 destroyers to 91. Why does nobody have corvettes? Okay, I guess the game doesn't bother building sub-hunters and whatnot. That's probably why. And, minesweepers. Right out of the gate like we did. I'm inclined to say yes. I really am. I wouldn't mind having an alliance between Germany, Russia, America, and Japan. That's a force to be reckoned with if we can keep these alliances going, but I don't think we will. No, but of course Germany says, hey, you've got too many, because you can only have 2 allies. So, unfortunately that doesn't do anything, but it did decrease tensions with them at least, but it did increase them with France, because France said, wait a minute, you're wanting an alliance with Japan because you plan to invade us. And Japan was willing to join? Oh, do the Fujis have these? Okay, they do. Wasn't sure if the Fujis off the top of my head had the central fire control, but they do, so they're good to go for now. They're not going to have any changes for a little while. The Awates are also actually just fine. Okay. For some reason I thought they might not have been. Revolution in a Chinese province is less of our national standard. Bombard the capital. Which, for some reason again, pisses off the European powers. I can only assume we must have killed some German, British, and French nationals or something when we bombarded the Chinese capital. Because otherwise it doesn't make sense for them to complain. I'll do it if you make me game, but I'm not fully interested in a war with France right this second. Pick up our research budget. Russia and Italy's alliance has expired. That's always good to hear. What can we build? I'm willing to say let's get a couple more Fujis out. We're going to lose some money for a little while. Russia and Spain signed an alliance, and yes, I will buy that off of you. 600-ton destroyers, thank you, and rumors are that France is going to declare war on us soon. Our tensions aren't quite high enough for that game, but I'll take your word for it. No to the port. Thank you very much. Slightly slower. I'm fine with that. And at least we finally get 4-inch guns on our destroyers. Yes. Send our agreements with the US. Spy from France. Give it maximum publicity. Don't build those right this second. I don't quite have the budget for it with all the other stuff I'm building. I don't even need to frickin' invest in our shipyards anymore. It's this Kaigen Daisa Ishizo of the Mikasa has imposed harsh punishment. Oh, god damn it, dude. Well, I don't know how good you are, so I'm going to, This guarantees a crew quality penalty, while this one is only a chance. Ooh. -0, or excuse me, goddamn, 0 11-inch guns for quality. Don't care because I don't use 11-inch guns, but it's, you know, fine to have. God damn. I'm just not going to bother investing in our dockyard anymore, I guess, because we're doing just fine without it. Where are we compared to everybody else? Looks like they finally eventually got off their asses and actually started building up their docks. So they're, about on par with us. Now, also, now that we have all those upgrades to our 5-inch gun, well, I say all those upgrades. Now that we have upgrades to our 5-inch guns, we kind of have to apply those upgrades now. So let's go and do those real quick. Those aren't going to take very long, but they are a bit pricey. So we're going to halt the new builds for a bit while we do those, because, eesh, those hurt. Government is considering making some symbolic concessions to Germany to lower tensions. No. Tensions aren't high enough for me to care about that. And see, they didn't care either. They just said whatever. We just got steam turbines, which are very helpful. Question is, though, it is very expensive to do a machinery, to replace machinery on your stuff. Wrong button. So I don't know if I want to do it, because that's literally a year to do that, but it is a fairly significant improvement, and switching from VTE to turbines is helpful. I just don't know if, on the brink of war with France, if it's worth being stuck without having access to those ships for a year. I mean, I can slap some more. Well, actually, I can't even really do that because you're already at the maximum number of guns you can have. Up the speed a little. 22 knots. There we go. Yeah. You know what we'll do with the Fujis? Also, that switches you to be a battle cruiser. Okay, yeah, 22 knots is the cap there. 23 makes you want to be a battle cruiser, which I don't really want. Also, I can switch you to reliability, which I wouldn't mind doing, because then I don't have to worry about it as much. We will need to, at some point, give our guys spacious accommodations no matter what, but that's a ways out. And I don't know if there's a benefit to spacious accommodations at this point, but I mean, I guess we can say, technically we have the space, so why the hell not do it? And we can see if it benefits the Fujis in any way. Let's do it. Screw it. What's the amount of crew on this? I thought the game said somewhere how much crew you had on the ship. Oh, compliment. Right here. 849 people on the Fujis, and of course this doesn't change with the accommodations, they just get larger rooms. We'll do that. Those are expensive, and we're going to lose money as a result of those, but whatever. Thank you, game, for giving me central fire control now. God damn it. Shikishimas, I know you just left doing a rebuild, but I got even better fire control for you now. You guys aren't going to get the rebuild for the propulsion right now. Maybe later, but definitely not right now. I don't need to pause all those because I'm still making money with the light cruisers going. Pro-Russian coup has taken place in Norway. Finish those rebuilds on the Shikishimas, we're going to need them soon. Never mind. France simmered down. Russia, well, you know what, Russia, screw it, you can have it. We're not going to be going to war anytime soon with each other, are we? Wattes, upgrade your fire control. Oops, yeah. Upgrade the secondaries. You guys also aren't going to get the rebuild on the propulsion because that's going to take forever. We're doing it on the Fujis because there wasn't really a rush so much for those guys. But these other ones, yeah, no, you're not getting it. It will, of course, be included in all future designs. Also, speaking of, turns out those 600-ton destroyers that we built, yeah, they can be redone again. Because now we actually have the capacity. No cramped accommodations, 30 knots, which is really freaking good. You guys really don't need to be 30 knots, but you know what? I'll take it. Let that go. Better torpedoes. Nope, sorry. Still don't have the money to build them, but, you know, at least we have the design done. Hawkish government has come to... God damn it. France and Britain, though, are still allies. This is reason for concern. I still don't want to fight them because of the whole, you know, they're being allied to Britain, and I don't want to fight Britain. Oh, that was something about a dreadnought. Yep, Britain built the first dreadnought. The Triumph. I don't like that design. But that's because I don't like wing turrets, personally. I just got an aversion to wing turrets. I think that works. I do cross-deck fire? We haven't researched that, so... Cannot have more than 4 secondary guns above 3-inch caliber, but what if they're in a casemate? Okay, then it's fine. But, of course, we haven't researched cross-deck either anyway, so... What the hell does it matter? We could do this. Can I make these, Yep, I can make those turreted. I'll order the Fuji's 19,000. I mean, we could do it. Again, without having cross-deck fire, you know, it is somewhat limited, but technically it's possible to do this. I don't know if J and G are the ones I want to do. H doesn't work for that, so it looks like it would have to be J and G. mean, we could do this design. I don't like it. Honestly, I really don't. But technically, it would work. Although it is actually slower than the Fuji, so we need to kick that up a little bit more. Granted, you have more guns. And to increase your speed, I need to increase your size to 2100. That only gets you the same speed. Do we know the speed of the Triumph? I mean, supposedly we do. 18 knots. Okay. So we're faster than it. Oh shit, they're building a battle cruiser as well. Why? See, I would have gone with the design that would allow you to, I think, toggle on cross-deck fire as part of a rebuild. Instead of this. But speaking of battle cruisers, could I build my own? I mean, presumably I could. Just don't know if it'd be a good design. 5 inches. Game. 5 inches for those. Secondaries will always be 5 inches for me. That's just what I prefer. Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, no, with these 12-inch guns, we're going to need to do 10-inch belt. Sorry, game. Don't care that you don't want to do a 10-inch belt. You're doing a 10-inch belt. We're going to increase the size just a little bit to 21,500. Let's go to 22. Nice even 22. Increase number of those. Ship is overweight. How many secondaries and tertiaries? That goes to 12. Let's increase the size a bit more. You know what? We'll just do the max size that we can build right now, which is 24,000 tons. Ship will take ages to come out, and it is absolutely massive, but it's I like it. That goes down to 2 inches game. I don't care for any of these belt and deck and stuff to be more than 2 inches. The only exception is that the deck will at some point probably go to about 4.5, 5 inches, but that's like way down the road. We're talking, you know, because of dive bombers. I'm not sure if the Tsukuba here will still be around when dive bombers are invented. Certainly once they become commonplace. It might still exist when they get invented, but probably not when they become commonplace. But okay, there we go. This is a design. I don't recall how, I didn't pay attention how fast their battle cruiser was. Ours is 25. Let's go ahead and just slap that design out and let's how fast is yours? 23. Oh, looky there. Mine's faster than yours. Oh, the Russians are also building battle cruisers. So are the Italians. Okay. Ooh, wow. You still have just the one battleship, China. I'm so sorry I sunk all your ships. I mean, not really. But I can act like I am. Let's go ahead and queue those up. My timer went off a moment ago, but you know, we're going to end the part here because we might end up in a war with France. And unfortunately, because tensions are high as they are with Britain, Britain will probably intervene fairly quickly. God, I'm not looking forward to a war against France and Britain. Because if we just look at the almanac, notice that Britain is about 4 times the total fleet tonnage of us. And France is about twice. Even when you add in support from the US and Russia, the US and Russia, they still vastly outnumber us. We'll just do some basic math here. Just, round stuff. When you add in us, Russia, and the US, you're looking at about a 1.35 million. Compare that to, Papa Britain there, and then add in France. They still outnumber us by, what is that? About 500,000. Now, granted, I can hope that most of their forces are not focused around me. If they ignore me, I am more than happy to just snag their colonies. But they probably won't ignore me. They'll probably prioritize me, and Russia can't do anything against Britain. They literally can't invade any of their stuff or anything like that. And the US could, and the US would probably be stupid not to, because like I said, Britain will probably ignore them and focus all their efforts on me because I'm the player, and the player is the big bad evil that you need to prioritize. But, I'm hoping that their alliance breaks. Like, breaks the turn before the war starts or some shit, because that would be just wonderful. But, yeah, we would have to put a lot of forces into Southeast Asia. How many can I put there, out of curiosity? We have a base capacity of 220. I don't know what Britain's base capacity is. Oh, well, actually, we do. Britain is 300 and France is 120. So, yeah, they would be able to have more ships total based in Southeast Asia. Now, granted, they can't fight us in Northeast Asia. All our fighting would be in Southeast Asia, which I'm perfectly fine with. The home territories, the home islands would be safe. But, yeah, we would have to just sort of dump everybody into Southeast Asia and hope it works out. Now, granted, speaking of that, submarines. These submarines cannot be moved during war. So I'm going to tell them to move to Southeast Asia now, before the war would potentially break out. So we can get a couple of coastal submarines stationed, like around Vietnam, Hong Kong, Singapore, all that. Because, yeah, coastal submarines cannot be moved during war. They can only move during peacetime because they basically require trawlers to take them. And I guess the way the game works is it decides that trawlers aren't going to go out and do stuff if there's a war going. So we need to send them out during peace where we want them. Once we get actual submarines, those guys can move, during war. Because, they have their own, they have enough power of their own. Yeah. I mean, that could be a good war for us if we win it, but it's not going to be a fun war to fight. It's going to drag on for ages, I can tell you that right now. But I will see you all next time, where we will have a few turns to try to take as much of France's crap in Southeast Asia if this war does kick off. So we're going to have to prioritize the most important places, which unfortunately the game doesn't tell me the basing rights of the individual territories for their stuff. I have to make guesses based off the value. And unfortunately all of Vietnam has a value of 5. So that's not very helpful. So I don't know. Same with Hong Kong. Yeah. Since the war would start with France, Britain would hopefully be, a few turns out. We could hopefully try to snag Vietnam, which means we would only really have to worry about Britain for the most part in Southeast Asia, because France would only get a small amount of Britain's basing capacity to be able to station troops, or station ships rather. So if we can take Vietnam quickly enough, we'd be able to do this. No idea if it'll work. But we do have the ability to invade everywhere we would want to, with the exception of Western Australia, but that's a late game type invasion plan. But we could potentially take Vietnam, Indonesia here, Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong. And then they would only have Western Australia left. But I'll see you all next time. Until then, goodbye and farewell.